Hey everyone, welcome back. So I am back in my Camaro here. It's been a little bit since I have driven it, and I am remembered as to why I love driving this Camaro. This has to be one of the top, I would say, 3 to 4 vehicles that I have had in my fleet and that I have actually driven. Some guests there that were at the golf course, and I needed to show off to them. And that's what you can do in this car, and that's what makes it so awesome, is that this car blends I guess retro muscle with sports car like handling, not quite true sports car handling. Just is so fast. And let's put it this way, this car, the Camaro, it looks really good. It looks retro, but it's modern. B, it sounds great. I have a MagnaFlow, MBRP Armor Light catback or axle back exhaust. And this just sounds excellent. It really wakes it up from its stock form. C, the LS3 is wonderful. This is a great engine. I can see why after driving this now. I have an LS2 in my Corvette, but the LS3 is just a better general engine. Even though this is not as fast as my Corvette, this engine is just way better. It really is. And of course the Tremec TR6060 transmission is so smooth. And the last point here, this blends, this is essentially like a midpoint between my Challenger, which is big, brawny, huge, very powerful, 6-speed manual, 6.1 liter Hemi V8, and it's a midpoint between this and the Corvette. This handles very well for its size, 3,700-ish pounds, somewhere in there, I believe. This handles very well for its size, for the layout. The chassis is excellent. GM knows how to make a great chassis, and it still gives you that retro look of the Challenger, but it gives you some, not all, but some handling characteristics of a Corvette. It really is a good overall sports car. Steering is very precise. I'm surprised at how the steering ratio is so quick here. The steering input is very, very fast. Like I said, not a lot of steering feel, but it is steering. It's not light, but it's not heavy. It's more of a medium light. I wish it was a little bit heavier. Not a ton of steering feedback, but it's a hydraulic setup, so you're going to have some steering feedback regardless, which is way better than any modern car of today. You just don't get that with today's cars. Rev matching, very, very, very easy. Out of all the manual cars I have, this is the easiest to drive. It just puts down the power. Oh my goodness. This car puts down power exceptionally well. 275s out back, 245s up front. Way better than the puny 245, 255 setup on the Challenger. 275s are at minimum what you need in a sports car with over 400 horsepower. Here we go. It's just so fun. It's just such a fun car to drive. You get the reliability of the LS3. You get the reliability of the Tremec. and you can take corners in this, and it's a showstopper too. This is a true showstopper of a car. Mine is just black with the 2SS RS package, so it's got all the cool goodies on it. It does not have the ground effects package, which would look super cool, but I am okay with just the RS exterior package. This is a showstopper. It really is. I'm so amazed, guys. I am so amazed. I never used to be a GM guy at all, and lo and behold, when I got in my Chevy Volt, it kind of made me a GM guy. I like their performance cars. The Volt is not a performance car. It's a very niche range extender electric vehicle. But nonetheless, GM does performance cars better than I think any other car manufacturer on the market. And you can take a look at this Camaro, for example, the 5th gen Camaro. It's not as buttoned down as the 6th gen, but it is still a great in-between, a jack of all trades for your sports car type of buyer. If I had to purchase one vehicle to do it all, it would have to be the Camaro, and it's just that good. It really is. I can't imagine how good a 6th gen is. I've never driven one before, so I'm very curious to see how a 6th gen would be over this 5th gen. I know it's a lot more buttoned down, especially if you get the 1LE package, but you can also get that for the 5th gen as well. But there's just something so cool about being bunkerized, and you know, the visibility is the visibility in here. I don't have any issues with it. I'm used to the Challenger. I'm used to the Corvette. Not a ton of visibility, and that's okay. To me, this is just fine. And there's just something to me that gets my blood pumping when I'm in sort of this like modern retro sports car, like a C6 Corvette, like a 5th gen Camaro, like a 2000, like the reiteration of the Dodge Challenger SRT8. You know, it really gets my blood pumping, and I absolutely love it. Rev matches, so easy. Oh yeah. Man, this thing just puts down the power. I couldn't imagine having a ZL1. This is would be incredible to have a ZL1 with the LSA engine in it. But I am super impressed. I love the car. I love the interior. You know, it is, yeah, it's Chevy cheap. Now, if I'm rating this against my Challenger, I have to say I like this interior a little bit better. There's no touchscreen though. That didn't come out till 2012, so I'm not too happy about that. But again, this isn't my daily driver, so I guess I really don't care so much. So not a huge deal for me. The gauges are cool down below here, where you've got your oil temp, your oil pressure, your battery voltage, and your trans temp in here. One thing to note, the trans temp, no matter how hard you push it, the trans temp really stays pretty cool in here, which is really good. Oil temperature is riding right about 200 to 205, somewhere in there, which is good. And with the MBRP Armorlight exhaust, there is no drone. This is one thing I really like about this car. There is no drone. It's insulated a little bit better than my Challenger, definitely better than the Corvette, and it's just really a great place to spend time. The seats are super comfortable. This is, you know, this is the 5th gen Camaro is your grand touring car. That's what it is. That's what this is. This is a better grand touring car than most of its class back in the 2010s era. And I can see why many people bought these Camaro SS's. Yes, the back seat, the 2+2 application is barely usable, but in a pinch you could fit a small child back here, especially if you have a family and occasionally you need to bring a kid in the back, you could definitely do that here. It's such a usable and fun car to drive. I just love how all of the aspects of the vehicle are easy, and you don't have to be an expert precision driver like you do with a Corvette. Even my Challenger has different inputs: the clutch engagement, the rev matching, stuff like that. The Camaro just allows you to get in and drive even with the manual. It just makes it so easy. Heel towing is nice too. And again, guys, I am no expert when it comes to manual driving. I've had plenty of manual cars, but again, I don't track. Boy, this thing is so potent. It's just such a potent powertrain. Oh my goodness. LS engines, man. I'm a Hemi guy first and foremost, but man, LS engines are super close. If I was doing a build, I'd much rather have an LS engine because of the reliability and the torque curve. It's just so flat everywhere you drive, every gear, everything is so flat. The Hemi is very flat too, but you almost have to rev it out a little bit more to get some of that low end or some of that torque, I guess, out of the low end. This has just got torque everywhere. It really is just a wonderful car. The chassis is, I can't stop talking about the chassis here. So this is tuned so good without any sort of magnetic ride dampeners on it. You get a comfy, really good ride on these northern Wisconsin back roads, but along with that, you get a ride that allows you to turn in the corners. You get a little body roll, which is okay, and you can really have some fun with the car. It's really a good driving experience, and this is the same chassis as the Chevy SS, as the Pontiac G8, and really, I could see why people love those sedans so much. Those are probably a little bit more buttoned down than this because of the extended wheelbase, but overall, it really does everything well. As comparing it again to the Challenger, which again, that's a direct comparison. 09 Challenger to 2010 Camaro, really a direct comparison. That chassis, it's a cruiser's chassis. That is a GT car in itself, and honestly, as great as I love that car, it's really great for doing burnouts, and that's, you show off when you drive a car like that. That is a muscle car. That is a muscle car. That is not a dedicated sports car like this. That's a muscle car, and that's essentially what you get when you buy that vehicle. A lot of body roll, turn in, includes a lot of understeer. As for this, you get understeer, but it's not as pronounced. The tires just grip, and the chassis is to thank for that. More of an even weight distribution, as where the Challenger has like a 60-40 split. 60% up front, 40% in the back, and to tell you the honest truth, it's super noticeable. But again, that's what gives you such a unique experience with all these cars, and as my car enthusiast days have been growing, I've just come to respect all brands of cars. I had a Mercedes E550. My fiance had the GLE 53 or 43 AMG. We've had just a ton of different cars, and yes, we've primarily had Mopar vehicles, but we've had these other vehicles trickled in along the way. I loved my E550. That was an awesome car, but again, just not my type of vehicle. And really expanding out to the GM lineup has taught me that all manufacturers offer really great cars. You just have to go out and find them, and you have to have an open mind when you are looking for when you are looking for different vehicles. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I love driving this Camaro so much. I absolutely love it. It's such a fun car to get in. You hear the cracks and popples. Everybody knows what this is when you are driving by. They can hear it. They can see it. They can, you know, it brings a lot of people back to the glory days of the 60s and the early 70s when muscle cars were at their prime. And I love this. It does everything extremely well. It really does. And if you get a chance, you got to go out and take a look at one of these 5th gen Camaros, because they are freaking awesome. So with that being said, guys, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.